Let's go and look at that third week of September and see how it looks for you. Yeah, here in my notes, you're going to see this first, aren't you? That's Ben Franklin. He wrote in his almanac when Venus conjuncts Mars, and he used these three symbols. He said, "Young maids, whate'er I've asked of you, deny." In other words, young maids, that's Venus, don't do physical sex. Deny it. After years of watching this, I find out it's because sex hurts during this time. That's why Ben advised all the young maids to deny whatever is asked of you. Wow. Okay, other news. You got a new moon coming up on the 19th of September. It's a 27 Virgo, so it's a 30-degree seesaw to Uranus. You don't need that, Uranus. The heck with astrology and Scientology and common sense and science and television and media, and it opposes Chiron. Chiron is a wounded healer, so we're going to forget our brotherhood and kick all those homeless people out of their tents. And that's the feeling of the month following this new moon, September 19th. Not very nice. Happens in Hawaii Tuesday, 7:31 p.m. Resist this change. It's not healthy. Here's the other thing, is that Pluto stations and goes direct. Yeah, it's up ahead of you. It's on September 28th. When Pluto stops in the sky, everybody's thoughts turn to Pluto. Sharks and bugs, and police. And, wow, yeah, Pluto he's got a good side to him. Volcano comes out. Deep investigations. Pluto is Sherlock Holmes at his best. He digs in deep, finds the truth. He's worth paying for his services. And when he shows up as a shark, once we asked the shark spirit around here, "What are you, sharks?" They say, "We're the Kevorkians of the ocean. If a shark bites you, you don't feel it. No, we go for the sick and the dying, and we put them out of their misery like Dr. Kevorkian." That's what a shark is. Bugs? Well, I don't know. I got the super cockroaches of all times afflicting me right now. I don't even know how they get in the house. Anyway, that peaks out on 9/28. You'll feel this easily, a couple of weeks before it comes up, peaks out on the 28th of September and then goes down. So within a few days of this, there'll be lots of sharks, lots of shark stuff, lots of bugs, lots of investigations. Okay, there he is. I draw him big because he's powerful when he stations. When he stops, Sherlock Holmes, Scorpio, he rules the roost. Over here you see Venus. She's catching up with Mars. Ben Franklin. When Venus conjuncts Mars, young maids, whatever air is asked of you, deny. Especially when Mars gets up to this point where Venus is close and opposes Neptune. Yeah. And Neptune is going to have a full moon on him. He's going to be a little lunatic-like, and he's not behaving very well. And so Mars, when he opposes it, he'd be smart if he gives up alcohol. But instead, he takes alcohol and bad drugs and things, and he gets all delusional, and he wants the sparkly, beautiful stuff. Or he's a religious fanatic. Ugh. So that lines up at the end of your next week and goes on for a while. That full moon that happened at 14 Pisces. Anyway, you're not out of it till the next full moon. The day-by-day stuff. Okay? I'm not even going to mention what's going on in the world and the government and stuff right now. Let's just get down to, the rhythm of the timing of your private path. Now, there'll be a little sloppiness in it. Sometimes I know when the hurricane is, but I'm not sure where. Or I didn't do all the detail work on the other places. But, in the same thing, when the moon goes by Mars here, which will be, let's see, it Monday morning, the 18th, you'll feel nippy and bitey and aggressive. And, of course, you might just be the hero and go out and save somebody who's under the flood. Yes. So Mars has two sides. He's the hero, saves people, or he's the guy that goes and grabs the money and says, screw you, I got mine. Yeah. Monday, okay, you remember that. Sunday, the 17th, the moon's going by Venus. Just the opposite. Everybody's feeling loving and sexy and giving. And so, this is blue and red. These are the opposites. These are the pair. There's Saturn and Jupiter, there's Mars and Venus, and there's Uranus and Neptune. They're all pairs. So here's the giving in side. On Sunday, you're in the Venus zone. Let me go back and start. Here's Friday. Friday the 15th. On Thursday night, there's an opposition to Pluto. Eek, a bug. If you're watching a Thursday night show, and look out, there's going to be some bugs around. Police, sharks, guns. Eek. Getting pretty sensitive here. Friday morning, the moon trines the sun. And see, the blue ones are trines and sextiles. They're good. Make the easy flow of energy. The red ones are squares and oppositions. Hang-ups gets tense. So this is the moon going through there. Friday morning, I got a project. I'm going for it. By the time you get to the middle of Friday, here's a square to Uranus, technical problems. A square to Jupiter. We try to do too much, and it's frustrating. And then Friday afternoon, the moon shifts from Cancer into Leo, and it has a very different vibe. It's relatively calm here, Friday, Saturday, but it's starting to get up to remember the eclipse is right here at 29 Leo. So Venus is going to stumble into the eclipse, in the latter part of your next week. And it's very dangerous for her. Very dangerous for her. You've already seen what Mars does as he went by the eclipse. Ugh. Anyway, Saturday starts kind of mellow and nice. Yeah, here's a nice trine to Saturn. We're organized. Here's a north node. Everybody is nurturing. Everybody, oh yeah. We all got to take care. Here's Venus, sexy sister. Loving, nurturing, pretty neat. Open, honest. Here's a sextile to Jupiter about lunchtime. Just after lunch, here's a trine to Uranus. Wow, Sunday's a neat day. A neat day. Probably just the opposite of Monday. Because on Monday, whoa, look at that. Starts with Mars early. Too much testosterone. What are you protecting? Ask yourself what you're protecting Monday morning. Might keep you out of the mud puddles, which you'll run into Monday afternoon when the moon opposes Neptune. So Monday is a Mars day. Too much heat, too much anger. You got to get out and fix things, folks, on Monday. Use the good side of Mars. Be creative. Who was it? Chief Seattle said, you got two wolves inside of you. One's a good wolf who protects everybody and helps and carries things and fixes stuff. The other is a vicious bad wolf, that bites and takes things and, Okay, so the bad wolf, the good wolf. Which wolf are you feeding inside you? Chief Seattle said. Good time to confront that on Monday. All of us are going to have some bad wolf tendencies on Monday the 18th. Moon in Virgo, eek. Tuesday the 19th. We're going to that new moon, which is Tuesday night, and puts us in a rather non-caring situation, I would call it. Get loose of all that brotherhood. Who cares about the homeless? Well, Tuesday starts. You're still on a nice trine to Pluto. There's some good investigation Monday night, Tuesday morning. Some detectives got out and did some good work. You're going to learn something about the stuff under the surface. That's what Pluto's specialty is. So, But then bang, here's Chiron. It's in the middle of Tuesday, and here's Neptune, and sheesh, this is, well, that's not Neptune. Who is that? Oh, that's okay. Well, look, there's a new moon, okay, Tuesday night, but opposing Chiron and quincunxing Uranus. There's got a nasty flavor to it. The new moon does, yeah, at the end of Virgo. Enough said. On Wednesday, September 20th, the moon shifts into Libra, and it's kind of clear of a lot of heavy-duty action all day till you get to Thursday morning, moon in Libra, and the moon squares Pluto, and the bugs and the sharks and the guns and the cops, and people are paranoid. Is that a bear up on my path charging at me? Holy crap. Find something, find a tree to climb quick. He's a fat bear. He can't climb very well. Get out of the way. Somebody's doing a power trip here Thursday morning early. And you'll be glad you do. In the middle of, here's the sextile to Saturn. Well, I was responsible. Thursday in the middle of the day. Did good things. Deserves some reward. Here's a little partying Thursday night. The moon goes by Jupiter. There's a lot of clowning and laughing and okay, we made a law and the rich got richer. Ha ha, let's all have a big party. Screw the science. That's the way they're doing it. The Monday, Friday morning, the moon opposed Uranus. Screw science. What do you mean global warming? You're starting to feel it now with the full moon on Neptune. You realize the floods took out the refineries. Half of America's refineries went down. Can't get started for months. It's not just a Neptune crisis. It's a gas and a flooding crisis. The floods took out the gasoline. Floods are Neptune liquids. Refineries are Neptune plastics, fuel. So you're having a Neptune month. The full moon was on Neptune. Well, feel a little bit alone here Friday morning? Natural. That's the moon opposing Uranus. A little jittery. You'll get over it. Friday afternoon, here's a nice sextile to Venus. Some relaxation, some pleasure on Venus's day, Friday. Not bad. Something to enjoy, something to look forward to after the chaos of Thursday and early Friday morning, depending where you are. This is Uranus stuff is excuse me, I'm losing my voice. And one by one I'm getting these neighbors to stop spraying my house with Roundup. Long process. Anyway, relax Friday, that's what it's there for. Nice sextile to Venus. On Saturday, the moon's in Scorpio. It's going to get sexy Friday. Get it while you can. Till Venus starts to deny what is asked of her. Saturday, well, the moon's still in Scorpio. It says water sign here, fixed. Trines Neptune. Go back to your belief. Oh yeah, church is great. Yep. Yeah, no question. Muslims, Christians, Jews, all the Abrahamic religions. One God, only one God. These guys made up the great lie, that all of the ancient before the antediluvian religions, the real ones, they used astrology. They talk about planets, and these guys said, oh, they're calling them gods. They worship all these, too many gods. There's only one God. And now you got crazies in the Islam and Christian and Jew community fighting over one God. All those antediluvian, all those people who do astrology know that the sun is the Father. Don't let archaeologists confuse you. They're all doing church doctrine. Sure, burn all the gasoline. We got plenty of oil. Excuse me. Could be a lot of truth comes out here Saturday, the 23rd, the moon in Scorpio. Continues through most of Sunday till after dinner Sunday night, and the moon shifts into Sagittarius. Sunday night, there's a nice sextile to the sun. You can make a plan. Sunday afternoon, Sunday after dinner, here's a trine to Chiron. Wait a minute. Who's taking care of those homeless people? Yep. The nice thing about homeless people is that they've learned to take care of themselves.